my first time to attend ICASA. So I had a lot of expectations to meet people from different countries, to know how they manage HIV prevention and HIV treatment for people living with HIV, to understand how different dynamics in HIV prevention work for different countries, and also to know what has been done after the funding pause from the US on how countries have managed to do integration. Because right now in my country, the new child and adolescent integration of healthcare services. So I wanted to know how Nigeria, how Ghana, how South Africa are doing it to ensure that people access services, yes, at health facilities and communities. So I expected to see young people taking up spaces. I expected to see a lot of different community categories being around: the sex workers, the populations, young people living with HIV. ICASA has always been having representations from different countries, but then this one, I think the representation of young people has been a little down. So I believe maybe the next ICASA it will be different.
For ICASA, one thing I've loved most is meeting with PAS, Global, and Unity Aid. Those are our partners, those are our funders, and we've been talking so much with them online. And this is the only opportunity, the very first opportunity I got to meet them physically. We've interacted with Albert, our overall coordinator. We've interacted with Kim and everyone, and it has been fantastic, to catch up on so many things. Yes, of course. Other than that, the learnings. There is a lot of learning. As you know, a conference is not just a meeting. There has been a lot of learning around hepatitis B, around triple elimination, around gender-based violence, around adolescent girls and young women. We've learned so much, and I think as ICWEA, when we go back, one of the things that we are going to strengthen and enhance again is about community participation, engaging further these communities and ensuring that they get involved, but also supporting them to speak out and also bring them to such a level of involvement.
The triple elimination and specifically the Safe Start project, where communities have been prioritized to take lead, but also to ensure that we are engaged.
Well, my expectations was really to interact and to get new partnerships, but first and foremost to interact with the world all over, with the advocates, the bilateral organizations, with other country representatives that were coming in, with governments, and the pharmaceutical companies that are working around areas around HIV and AIDS and producing those necessary treatment for people living with HIV. Beyond our generic partners that we have always met and we have interacted with, I've heard quite a lot around the new biomedical interventions, especially in lenacapavir bill, and how it can be rolled out in which is an HIV prevention tool, which can be, how is it being rolled out, what are the plans of rolling out in our countries, especially us who participated in the studies. One of the most exciting things is that I've heard that Uganda is one of the top countries, the priority countries, where lenacapavir will be rolled out in the next year, early next year, probably before the end of the first year, we shall have lenacapavir rollout. But I've also had a lot of conversations around young people, and therefore I feel the conference has been focused and well focused on where the need is. I've not heard, unfortunately, a lot around what do we do in this era where the funding has gone down, and what are the key partnerships that should be created. I think that has missed out a lot in the interventions. I've not heard enough, or I would say adequately, around women. I thought that was an issue that was missing out. Some presentations I saw, some presenters were bare, almost men, and I thought really, well, that could have been improved. And if you look out also the banners that are all flying around ICASA, there are more men than the women. But critically, issues of women and girls have been a bit addressed by the conference, and I think that has been an interesting one. These are very, very important engagements in our area and in our era, where we want to learn, we want to know, we want to discover what is in for us, especially around the HIV response. We are going into integration in our countries. How have other countries done it? We are all moving at a very fast rate, but I feel the need for ensuring that even as a global continent, Africa, a continent, and sub-Saharan Africa, really I wanted to know what is happening in other countries in terms of integration. It has been kind of silent for me in this conference, and I think there's a lot to know and to learn. Governments, bilateral organizations, and other funding agencies, that they need to invest in communities. That is a partnership that we want. Invest in communities. If we are to end the HIV epidemic by 2030, a lot has happened, but without communities and without facing the reality of where the needs are, there's no way we are going to end the AIDS by 2030 or even address these emerging needs for the communities right now if we do not involve and engage meaningfully the communities.
Mother, what a great speech. Thank you so much, Jason. So I'm going to give over to you, Prof. Lillian. We call her Prof. Lillian. Please give her a round of applause. Our award-winning professor, over to you to give us words of wisdom in a time where you, as an organization, also had to go through tough times. Please don't make me cry.
The young generation. I see young people behind there tweeting, doing everything that they need to do, and I think we are in a safe space. So I can sit back and relax knowing that they are going to take us where we need to be. But I also want to remind each one of us that from where I come from, and so many years I've been in this, I think we are back to the drawing board. We are back to where we were when, for example, together with Michelle Sidibe, we fought for universal access to treatment for us. When we fought for the little things that people don't see, but there was a time when, as people living with HIV, you would not just go to America without a waiver. We fought that, and that was UNAIDS, because CDB had to put up a committee, and the committee did not have everything that they needed, but they needed our voices that is needed, that we did not do in our generation, but you can do in your generation. Thank you.